Hi guys, Denise here with TOWTalk. On Sunday, August 3rd, TOWTalk was at the Orange County Democratic Committee's annual Picnic in the Park in Montgomery. We met several candidates there, we did some interviews, had a good time. Also in attendance was attorney Michael Sussman. He's currently running for the county executive seat, currently held by Steve Newhouse. We didn't get an opportunity to meet with him for an interview, but he did give a very strong speech, and I thought it would be great for you guys to see it. So what follows is that speech. Enjoy.
Leadership, the elected officials who are here, thank you for your persistence in difficult times. I think everyone in this room knows that we've never had a crisis like we have today in America. We have a crisis at every level of moral leadership, of economic leadership, of political leadership, of lying about every imaginable subject, of distorting the truth at every imaginable turn, whether it relates to Ukraine or Gaza or any other major issue. We have a person who's president that none of our children can be proud of. None of us can be proud of him around the world. It's an absolute disgrace. We have one political party that has literally been captured by mania. There's simply no other way to put it. And as Democrats, as people who care about this country, we have to put it straight. As Genesis correctly points out, it's not a time for passivity, for being sheep, for being anything but entirely direct about the stakes that our nation faces. And our nation faces these stakes in every county, in every city, in every hamlet of the United States. No one is immune from it. None of us. Whether like me, we're senior citizens, whether like others in the room, veterans, whether children with disabilities, whether the homeless, whoever you may be, if you're not directly affected, you're related to three people who are. I don't ask you to act out of self-interest. I try not to myself. Politics is not about personality, and politics is not about self-interest. Politics is fundamentally about elevating the conversation, problem solving, identifying the issues, and trying to work together to resolve them. That's what we're here about. And we have a county, ladies and gentlemen, which has been not only profoundly mismanaged, in many ways, in many critical ways, it's been profoundly neglected. We have beautiful parks. We have rail trails. I give you that. We also have cities which continue to have literally hundreds of buildings which are dilapidated, uninhabited, decrepit, drug dens, whatever you want to call them. These major raids we have, which are so ballyhooed in our community, do nothing about the roots or the root causes that we have to address. Nothing. If it's not Johnny who's dealing the drugs, it'll be Jimmy. That's the truth. And everybody in law enforcement knows that's the truth. So here's the deal, from my point of view. The IDA has given $37 million in the last 4 years to three corporations. Merlin, which is the second largest entertainment company in the world. They need to be induced to come to Orange County when three communities in Rockland shut the door in their face. They had nowhere to go. And we had to give them over $100 million in tax relief because Steve Newhouse engineered that deal with the village and town of Goshen. That's what happened. A second beneficiary of all this money is Dan Scammer. How many of you know what Dan Scammer even is? Where it is? Well, it's on the Hudson River. It's producing no energy. It's produced one job in 4 years with $12 billion of your monies in tax subsidies. That's what's going on in our county today. And what's the third? CPV. Rather than invest in alternative energy and recognize the essentiality of every community in America investing in alternative energy, every community, we've given huge tax breaks to a major polluter which has no permit and is operating for 5 years without one. And you know what? They're now in Albany trying to get permitted, and they haven't produced one piece of data as to what they've spewed into the atmosphere. And what's our county doing? Nothing. You know, a county commissioner of health once said to me, I wanted to take a position on CPV, and Steve Newhouse showed me the door. That's a true statement. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever problem most interests you, whether it's disabled children, this county has a waiting list of 750 children between 18 months and 4 years who cannot get services, even though it's a requirement, a legal mandate, that they get services. What are we waiting for? We have a $200 million surplus. But when Highland Falls, in July of 2023, was hit with a monsoon, we didn't have one penny for the people there. A rainy day fund that can't be activated in a monsoon. That's our government. So people say, why are you angry? What makes you angry? Well, passion and anger can be confused. But I have passion. And the passion I have comes from belief that government can do better. That government can serve the needs of people. It is not about self-interest. It's not about 20 of your cronies getting jobs, and members of your family getting jobs, and members of your family getting a job with the Builders Association, and all that stuff. That's what we have in this county. And that's what we have had in this county. You know, it's funny, when I ran for county executive 24 years ago, many of the same issues were on the table. Were we going to become warehouse still America? Or are we going to elevate agriculture in our county and talk to our farmers and find a way to let these farmers produce for mass markets that are at our door? And what's happened in 24 years? Nothing. Nothing to assist them. And more warehouses and minimum wage jobs by people like Amazon who exploit working class people, don't let them unionize, have the worst record in health and safety of anyone in America, and we want to give them $116 million. This is backwards. So let me say two other words. This is not a campaign that one person is going to win. I have no such illusions, none whatsoever. It is a campaign which can be won in every village, in every city, in every town, if we are inspired to do the work. And inspired to do the work, not for one person, but for our vision of what the county can be. Our vision of what the county can be. Put personalities at the door. I'm sick of it. We spent months bickering in our own party. That's what happened. That's what happened. And honestly, in my view, it's a mammoth waste of time. For those of you who won, congratulations, wonderful. Let's work together. Let's work together. And that involves officials at the federal level, it involves officials at the county level, the state level, and the local level. It involves all of us pulling in the same direction. At age approaching 72, I'm not a threat to anyone. I want to do this because I have a vision that I'm going to actualize in this county for our 7 children and yours. It's not about political ambition. It's not about the next race, believe me. But what it is about is standing up for the values that have motivated me as an attorney for 48 years. When I went to the Department of Justice out of Harvard in 1978, I had many other opportunities. None of them even took a moment of time to consider. The movement for civil rights was the imperative. Today, the movement to save our planet is as much of an imperative. And we as Democrats have to find a way to countervail the nonsense we've heard out of Washington. We don't need an EPA that has a laboratory to study the impacts of air pollution and water pollution? Are you kidding me? We've never needed it more. So let's keep our eyes on this, but let's work together. That involves everyone who's an elected Democrat supporting other Democrats.
Yes.
Exactly.
It doesn't involve people standing with other people and promoting them or any of that. That's not what it's about. We have a 3-month sprint, and you're either with the campaign or you're not. I will work with every legislative candidate. I visited all of your committees. I was with Karina in Montgomery. We had a wonderful breakfast yesterday. I was with Virginia in New Windsor the other day, and Matt Fiscaldi was there and gave a lovely and wonderful and inspiring speech. Every one of you, I want to work with you. I believe we can win, and attitude here is everything. We've had a lot of negativism. We can't do this, we can't do that. I agree with Zach about this. We can win. No question in my mind. When we put the county control out, a month ago in Goshen, at the Great American Weekend, people of all parties were buzzing around our booth. Okay? Why? They want transparency. They want honesty. They want a check and balance. And when the county executive says, I don't need anybody looking over my shoulder, people say, there's a game, it's called BS. BS! That's it. So folks, don't let passion be confused for anger. Let's work together. If you're walking in your community, get in touch with me. I'm coming to walk with you. I have boundless energy to win this. I believe we can win it. I'm encouraged by the outpouring of support and the showing here today. I thank Zach for his chairmanship. Good day. God bless you.
Well, there you have it, everybody. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching.